Each one of us want to improve. That's the essence of excellence. If you score 10 today, you want to score 50 tomorrow, and then maybe 100. If you have won your district competition, you will want to win state, and then national, and from national to international, and then at the end of it, the Olympics, the pinnacle. In the media domain, if you are in print, you want to write your first story with a byline. Then you want to write a major story and an interview, and your life continues. In the broadcast domain, it's similar, when you eventually end up having your own show. When you're organizing a conclave, and which was already a benchmark event in 2023, the question that we asked ourselves was, how do we improve? Where do we improve? How do we get better? We already had India's best athletes come to Calcutta in 2023 for the first time when we did Trailblazers. And each athlete, by their own social media posts, said it was an occasion they enjoyed, they learned. The camaraderie was there to see. The whole sporting ethos that was discussed, the debates, the banter, the fun, the stories, the anecdotes, each of us enjoyed every bit of it. So the question that each one at Revsportz posed to ourselves, now how do we get better? 3 things stood out. 1, in Olympic and Paralympic year, it is very, very important to make a statement that we stand for able-bodied and parasport together. We celebrate champions together. It is the world that is changing for the better, becoming more sensitive. That is why when you have a Neeraj Chopra, you have a Sumit Until. When you have an Abhinav Bindra, you have a Yogesh Kathunia. When you have a Pullela Gopichand and Satvik and Chirag, you have a Manasi Joshi and a Suhas Yathiraj. That was one plank where we thought we can actually make a difference, become a better India. Number 2, and this has always been a crusade for Revsportz, women's empowerment. Our conclave coincides with International Women's Day, and it allows us to discuss issues that are not often tabled in the public domain. With women anchors and Revsportz colleagues taking the lead, we will be talking about mental health, about motherhood, about frailties, about women's body changes that athletes don't often want to talk about. We will talk about women power with 2 of the best in Sania Mirza and Nikhat Zareen. So in essence, we are going to talk about stuff that you don't often read or talk about in the public domain. Finally, and this is absolutely critical to what we stand for, we decided that we will not charge a penny for this conclave despite spending double, doing it over 2.5 days. Now think about it. Any person from the sporting ecosystem who is a struggling sports person or a student, can he or she pay 20 or 25,000 rupees? Perhaps can't. The idea was this is not meant for the elite. Rather, this was meant for the sports journalist and is being organized by a team of sports journalists and is inclusive, not simply for athletes, but also for the media, for the student, for the aspiring sports person, so as to make a difference to the growing sporting ecosystem. That's why we think this year's conclave is bigger and better. Not to forget, we've also added music to make the evening much more relaxed and much more interesting. The evening by Bikram Ghosh, which will see him perform Shadhana, a specially curated show which brings sport and music together, adds a lot to the Revsportz Trailblazers Conclave 2.0. But you know what? We aren't the final judge. The final judge will be you, the audience, the scribe who will come and cover, our friends who will come and watch, and you will tell us whether eventually our Conclave 2 was better and bigger. For us, we will give our best in the next 48 hours, and then it's on our audience to decide.